Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey, I forgive myself for what I've learned to do to you. No more depending on a ghost to do what I need to do. Never will I beg for justice from the likes of you.
Sorry about that. My phone camera decided it wanted to have a mind of its own. So, there's that. Anyway, we were talking about, I think, cooperation with each other. It's hard for us to do that. It's just hard. Whether we finally get it together or not, who knows what will happen. I just want us to finally do it. At least a good number of us. Not everybody's going to go and want to go along with us. We're going to have mostly a bunch of people who want to fight, you know, what we're trying to do. And that's horrible enough within itself. Yeah, that's what it was, yeah. Do we really love each other? And having self-love, you know, in order for us to love each other properly, we have to be able to love ourselves. And that is something that the Africans struggle with. They struggle with that. They don't love themselves. They hate themselves immensely to the point where they will burn down their whole culture. They will burn down everything that is African. And take European mindsets and goals and aspirations and faulty thinking. They take all of it. They don't just pick and choose what they take from the Caucasian society. They just take all of it. They take the rape, they take the theft, they take the molestation, they take the barbarism, they take everything. They don't just take the innovations and the law systems and, you know, how things were, you know, set in order, which is, you know, ironic because Caucasians got that system from us maybe 1,000 years ago. Either way, they take all of the nonsense from the Caucasian, man. Everything. Christianity has ruined Africa. It has ruined Africa, and the parts of Africa that it has not ruined, they're trying their hardest. They really are trying. Because they know that one tool in the trick bag has worked the best. Christianity. Pump that Christianity on black people, and you got them for at least a good 400 years, or 130 years at least. And that's what's happened to us. You know. We should ask ourselves that. We say we love each other. But our acting is not there. It's not. Thinking of ways to better yourself regarding your brother or your sister should be, you know, top priority, because we can't build a family if the independent, you know, individuals are not even capable of becoming a duo group. Not even capable of becoming a proper couple, let alone, you know, family. So this is where we are with that. From couples come families. From families come, neighborhoods. From neighborhoods come cities. And from cities come states. And from states come nations. We're trying to build a nation out here. That's what we're doing. So that self-love that the Caucasian destroyed in us was purposeful. They did that on purpose. So we would never build another nation. Everything happens in stages and building in blocks. Everything is compartmentalized. But that's that. We have to love each other. We have to love ourselves in order to create these families that's going to lead up to the creation of nations. So there's that part. Bringing us together is like trying to regain a lost, loved person or significant other from our past. It's like when we see each other, it's like we're looking at strangers. We're familiar with each other, but we're not quite, convinced that we have anything in common, even though we're damn near exactly alike. This is how we treat each other out here. Trying to bring us together to some common goal, to some common, ground, to some common point where we can reference and have our dealing. It's a very difficult thing. And it should not be. It really should not be. It should not be at all. But these are the things that are being imposed upon us by our enemies. While they succeed and they plan and they make billions upon billions of dollars every second, we fight amongst ourselves to do simple things like wear the same shoe type on the same day. Can all the black people get the same shoe and wear that same shoe on Tuesday? Can all the black people get, all the black females get a specific pocketbook and just wear that on a specific day? Can all the black men get a, specific pair of pants or shirt or what, or a bag and use that on a particular day? No, can't do it. Every other nation can do things like that but us. And it's by design. And it's horrible how it is stuck in its perfect form and function. Have not faltered one day. Not one day. We have to come together, man. We have to learn to love each other. Learn to love where we came from. And learn to love the ideas of where we could go from here. We're at war right now. We're at all-out war right now, warfare. The warfare is heavy right now against us, and we have to put it in ourselves to be able to fight back. Okay? Now, we're going to get into some technological things right here. Black people have been, for the most part, more than pivotal in the creation of, technologies because, truthfully speaking, we built a nation. And when you're building nations, technology is a part of that nation. Cell phones was created by black people. Elevators were created by black people. The cotton gin was created by black people. One of the cars was created by black people. Stoplights, surgical procedures, some writing systems, some languages, created by black people. These are facts, man. Technology has always been in us and a part of us as black people. In our distant past, it was a greatly integral part of who we were and how people saw us. When you look at the pyramids and you read the scripts inside, there's things in there written that don't really make sense according to how we're taught by white people. White people say, okay, we are the civilization that brought technology. We are the civilization that had, aerial vehicles. We are the civilization that has all these, things flying in the sky and these robots and blah, 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 and bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop. Okay, we have all of this stuff. But when you look back, it seems like they had it too. It seems like it when you look at the things that the building blocks that left in Mexico. Teotihuacan. Yeah, I think it's Teotihuacan. I'm probably mixing it up. I'm tired, but there's a place in Mexico that has all these laser cut lines. The bricks were cut by a freaking laser, and you could get a straight piece of paper and measure it, and it's dang near exact. How they making these cuts like that sharp, that precise, if they didn't have laser technology? Because that's what you need. Only a laser will cut that straight. A powerful one at that. Cut straight through. No saw marks, nothing. Just a straight cut. That's light, man. That's light. You mean to tell me the book, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun? Okay. So that means either the white man is lying or the Most High is lying. One of them lying. I don't think it's the Most High. So I'm just saying it's the cracker man. Alright? There's nothing new under the sun. That means nothing. The book also says that all souls that have being will be. So that means we get recycled at some point. So reincarnation is actually a thing. But it's not supposed to be. Okay? The system is being hijacked. But that's another story. Anyway, the technology. We had technology then. We had flying vehicles then. It's written in the pyramids. People say, oh, where's the proof? Okay. Why do they pick and choose to write these things on stone versus leaving it on paper versus, choosing some type of metal to leave it on? You could leave it on a metal, and preserve it, but they just wrote it in some stone. I mean, it's preserved. It's inside a stone building. Never mess with it, and you can read it just fine. That's why they put it in there. They wrote it in stone. They had common sense. They knew that metals will deteriorate when they're out in the open. They knew that ink and paper will rot and go away, within 100 years if it's not preserved properly. What happens if the sun hits the ink and the paper doesn't rot, but the ink will degrade and the sun will kill the ink on the paper? History lost. They knew that. So they wrote it on the walls instead. If you were to take your most expensive BMW or your Mercedes-Benz and take it out to one of these deserts out here in Africa somewhere and bury it 300 years, I guarantee you go to that place 300 years later, there will not be a car there. It takes 200 years for plastics to degrade and disintegrate. It takes about 100 years for rubber to disintegrate. Metals will disintegrate within maybe a couple of double-digit years, depending on the conditions. Add moisture and water to it. Absolutely, metal is going away. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. We need the technology. Technology is with us. Technology has been us. And in this fight to get free, we're going to need new technologies. We just are. We're going to need to use the technologies that are, within our reach to help ourselves get free. And it's not even hard anymore. They make it so easy. All you need to do is just sit down and practice, write a couple of lines of some programming code. Go take a couple of classes on, some CNC machines at a community college. Learn how to work some metal. Take electronics engineering classes. That's my degree. Well, one of my degrees. But take some classes. It's not even hard. We are kept behind in technology because they know that technology is highly weaponizable. Any type of technology. Caucasians weaponize everything. Everything is a weapon to them. Everything. Everything. So, seeing as how technology has been our life before, and we created the basis of technology here in the United States after slavery, and even during slavery, we were the starting point for that. A lot of inventions have gone unmentioned and unknown because of the laws of slavery. No slave could own his own possessions. No slave could own his own thoughts. Whatever you did or created was the property of the one who owned you. So there's that. Thomas Edison invented nothing. He was just a goofy retard who didn't have the ability to do anything on his own, so he barely hired a bunch of brilliant black people, to do all his work for him. Slavery. The Caucasian knows nothing of doing his own work other than murder. They do that all on their own. Anything else? Nah. They say that's what they got us for. So there's that. Tools of creation. Now, if you're trying to create things, you need the tools to do it. Black people say, oh, we don't have any money. Yeah, we do. We spend the most money of all races. We spend the most money, even though we are dead last on a totem pole for generational wealth and having, just simple finances at all. Just pick a random black person and ask them if they got a free $500. I guarantee you they'll tell you no. That's a lot of us. Every day we struggling to get $500, $1,000, $2,000. Hey, you got $10,000 in the bank, you feeling kind of good. That's bad. We doing real bad when we feeling like that. Over $10,000. That's not any money. That's going on a trip money. That's going on a cruise money. Truthfully speaking, hell, if you're a millionaire or a millionaire and you got a boat, that's gas money for your boat. you know, get out of here. Tools of creation, laser machines, CNC machines, plasma cutters, rollers. When you're rolling big sheets of heavy metals and you beating the metal into shapes that would be impossible with a regular human being's, you know, finite strength. You know, all of these types of machines we need to invest in. But the thing is, where we're going to put it. This is why all the talk about going to Africa is so prevalent at this moment, because there's a lot of empty space in Africa for innovation, and it seems like nobody's tapping it. Everybody's just draining and draining and draining and sucking away the wealth of Africa, and nobody's bringing anything in, really. So there's a void that we can fill. We have enough talents, we have enough skills, that a party of us can go over there and start some infrastructure, and everybody who comes over with those same skills can only build upon it and make it stronger. You know, we could buy our tools, our plasma cutters, our steel cutters, and the machines that cut the precise lines and designs in the steel and the metals. We could ship those to where we're going to be and start our manufacturing companies, because if we start starting this stuff over here, we got to have security, because Caucasians are going to send their millions to sabotage our junker game. We're going to do it, but this time we fight back. Okay? We need to start investing in tools for our own creation. It's the only way. We put our money together, buy big things. Put our money together, buy big places. Put our money together, create big systems, and invest in those among us who are, the brilliant ones, those who can carry us for another generation and leave things for the generations to come. Finance those people, not entertainers and all, putting all kind of money behind these goofy singers and people who can be manipulated to, destroy our societies, like the Kardi B's and the Nicki Minaj's and all of these people. People say, oh, well, every generation has one. Okay, every generation that had one of these were not weaponized. Our generation's entertainers have been weaponized. Okay? There was no weaponizing of black singers in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 60s, nor 70s. That happened at the late 70s to early 80s. They was thinking about it. In the 90s, it became an actual thing where all our musicians and entertainers became weaponized against us. Hence we see, the rise of gangsterism and the fall of righteousness amongst us. Okay? That's where that came from. But we need these tools. Put money behind the tools. Put money behind, things that's going to build us up. And not behind frivolous, petty things that's not going to build us. Things we can make with those metals that we cut is robot turrets. A robot turret, like I explained before, it is like an android, shaped weird, not shaped like a human. It may have arms. It may just be some type of moving armature that has a camera, somewhere, and a gun, and it turns around and watches the area. Facial recognition, heat signature recognition, radar recognition. All of those things are, you know, features that our turrets would need to have to guard our properties. Guard your house, you guard inside, you can have little robots that rove inside your house too. It knows who you are, it knows all the members of your family and whoever, you know. Strangers come in, you can program it to stay in place and alert you and wake you up, or you can program it to just go on and do what it do. Kill. Feds say, oh, that's illegal. Can't really tell us what's illegal right now. This whole government is illegal. That means everything is fair game. Everything. We don't trust you. We do not believe in you. We do not want you. We do not want to be a part of this system anymore. It is a lie. It is a farce. It is hypocrisy personified. That's what this country is. Okay? We need to have our own military, you know, weapons grade items. If we're building a militia or multiple militias, we're going to need some things that fly in the sky. You can't be an army or a military if you're not in the sky. You're going to need to move real quick. You're going to need to take people places real quick. You're going to need to do some real things. You also need to be able to, you know, contend with those who are already in the sky, like the United States F-35s and F-22s and 16, and Russia's Sukhois, and all the different types of planes. Okay, we need to be able to deal with them. This is not a joke. This is real. This is real stuff. If we're going to do it, we have to do it right. We have to do it all the way. There's no turning back at this point. We cannot turn back. We have to keep turning it up because they're turning up on us. So we may as well turn up on them too. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much that. We need this technology. But aside from that, we talk about this Kardi B situation, okay? Kardi B and Offset set off. Kardi B and Offset are the ideal example of how far we have fallen off, that we create Kardi B's and Offsets and we give them millions of dollars to entertain us. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Kardi B is a prostitute. Kardi B is what you would call a whore. A hoe of sorts. Okay? People don't like it when women are called that. Well, damn it. When I stole stuff as a little kid and a teenager, I was called a thief. When I stopped stealing and doing nigga stuff, I was called an honest young man. When you do hoe stuff, you a hoe. You are what you do. But this society says, oh, yeah, I may be doing this, but I'm something else entirely. Yeah, I could be robbing you, but I'm really a good dude. Yeah, I just set your house on fire and burnt your kids up in it. But, I'm really good inside. That's what American society teaches these people to be. Okay? This is not becoming of us. Cardi B and Offset were horrible from the jump. Okay. Offset, first of all, his name is freaking Offset. Let's read the definition of what offset means. Okay. I hate it, but I'm using Google. Never use Google for definitions. Get your own old dictionaries, buy them off Amazon. But anyway, Google's definition of offset, okay? It says the amount of distance by which something is out of line. That is the first definition. Now it says the second one is a consideration or amount that diminishes the effect of a contrary one. Okay? The third one is to counteract something by having an opposing force or effect. Okay? He embodies this in real life. So for Offset to be what his name, or to live up to what his name says, okay, put it into real situations. Let's say he's having his people are having a bad day. Okay, they're having a horrible day. Nothing is going right. In order to counter that, he will need to be the life of the party that makes everybody happy. Offset. Okay, now let's put this into the negative perspective. People is cool. People doing what they need to do. And things are getting done. He might not like that. So, throw some chaos in the mix. Not everybody's messed up. Offset. Put it into his actual reality, which was his marriage. Okay? He got millions and millions of dollars. He married somebody who had nothing when they met. He had $24 million when they met. She had $400,000 when they met. Okay? They got married. Instead of him realizing who she was, she never lied. She always said she was a hoe. She always said it straight up. Okay? Instead of him not setting himself up for failure and doing the manly thing and just walking away and letting somebody else take that bullet, he took that. Ruined his own life. Okay? That's an offset. He could have made a good choice and helped himself, but instead he willfully made a horrible choice. You can't make this stuff up, man. The dude cheated on the girl the whole time. Now, mind you, she a hoe. But maybe she was, not that way with him. Who knows? Who knows? I don't care. But the whole point of the matter is, this is looking really, this makes us look bad. We have to come to the point where we really pick and choose who we choose to lift up as our so-called mascots. Offset is black people's mascot. When he goes to Japan, Japanese people think all black people are freaking like freaking Offset. They think all of us mumble. They think all of us do that. It used to be, when the dudes from the 90s used to go overseas, they thought everybody said, yo, 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 son, 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 yo, 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 son, son, and sagged their pants in and wear oversized jackets and boots, not stringed up. They thought all of us did that. It wasn't true. Okay? We have to be more mindful of the people that we choose to lift up, as our, representatives, so to speak. All right? if you're siding with Cardi B, that pretty much will signal how much you have probably had a hand in your own failed relationships, truthfully speaking. Somebody might get angry with me when I say it, but I don't care. That's like people saying, if you side with R. Kelly, you know, you might be a pervert yourself. That would be, 90% true. Do I like R. Kelly's music? Some of it. I'm not a vulgar individual, so I'm not going to be listening to a dude talking about sucking off a lady. I'm not listening to that nonsense. But party music is, party people having a good time. Stepping in the name of love, all this stuff. Okay, that's nice. It's good. Bringing black people together, music. Is a good thing, good time. It's all right. I like that. But the rest, no. I don't side with R. Kelly on none of the stuff he did. In 1993, when Back and Forth came out, when he was dealing with Aaliyah, and they got married, I knew that was wrong. At 13, we knew something was wrong with him, but what are you gonna do? It's R. Kelly. He's in the industry. All of those people do the same thing. So he was among company. That's why nobody checked it. Everybody was doing the same thing. Also, R. Kelly never kidnapped nobody. All those women, they brought their daughters over there to him. So, if you go and get Kelly, you need to get the mamas too, because they brought their underage daughters to a known, pedophile, if that's what you want to call them. But either way, that's neither here nor there. Whole point of the matter is we should really take into account who we choose to put as our representative. It can bite us at the end. It can harm us in the end, as it has already. Okay. And lastly, these cops, Lord. Somebody done shot at the cops in LA, in California, out there. What a shame. Not. They just killed that boy. That young man that was riding his bike and got spooked at the cops and ran away. He had a gun. Okay. It's not illegal to have a gun. You can have a gun in California. Just gotta hop through a bunch of unnecessary hoops. But maybe he hopped through all those hoops. Maybe he did that. Maybe that was his gun, fair and square. Okay? Shot that boy in the back. On the ground. He was already on the ground. They shot him anyway. As always. But that's what they do. Now you got 2 cops shot in the head on purpose in LA. And people outside the hospital, black people, was like, we hope those cops meet their death. Rightly so. Okay? Cops in the policing system is a gang. It is not a system that is for the upholding of, the law of good. They uphold the laws that support corporations and private interest, wielding entities. Politicians, secret shadow individuals, all the nefarious types. That's what police represent. They're a gang. Nothing a gang does is ever in the interest of the people. It's always in the interest of itself, which is what police are. They're government funded, they're state funded. They have millions upon millions of dollars to buy military grade tools in which they use to brutalize and murder black people. They don't do it to Chinese people. They barely do it to Mexicans. You know, it's only us. White people murder cops all day. But nobody mentions them at all. But we get murdered for, simply coming outside. So, good on the guy who decided to, liberate himself from the tyranny of the devil cop. Who cares if they were just sitting there minding their business? We're always sitting somewhere minding our business, and we get murdered. Okay? Tamir Rice was in a park playing with a toy gun, minding his own business, murdered. Botam John was in his house eating damn ice cream, sitting on his couch, when what's-her-face busted in. I think she just walked in because she had a key because it was probably sucking off and she didn't want that smoke no more from the fact that she was probably sucking off of that food. She didn't want that to get out. So, pow. That's what I think. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, he was sitting on his couch, minding his business. He did. Breonna Taylor, in her house, literally minding her own freaking business. Where is she? No longer alive. So, when them cops were shot in the face, okay, good. Let it be. Now there's another cop. 2 cops were shot up in their house with their little baby upstairs in their house. Okay? That is the manhunt in New York. They're looking for somebody who's brave enough to do it. I hope they never find them a day in life. I hope the person had freaking superpowers. They made themselves freaking invisible. Damn it. Never find them. Salute to that individual. Good job for you. If I could give you a reward, I would. These people out here are not cops. Police. They police nothing. They're never around when you need them. They're always a second too late. And they're always charging you for something that you never thought to do. Okay? They're money extortionists. They extort money out of the poor people for the state. Okay? That's what they do. It is the only job of the cops. Extort money, protect company property, and the interest of, shadow rulers and government officials. They don't protect us, and they do not serve us, especially black people. They are also the death squad for Caucasians to call upon when they want some of us to die. There's that. Okay. We really have to get our stuff together, man. We really do. We have to get our stuff together. If you're not about that life, you need to go on somewhere and sit it on down and don't speak no more on those of us who are. My life has sucked. I did not ask to be here. My daddy was a crackhead. I learned that my family members were administrators in my school at a young age. I dealt with them for years and never knew they were family. I got jumped in school, went to the office, got charged, all kinds of stuff happening to me. And my family worked in the school the whole time and I never knew it. because it was my dad's family that he came to visit frequently. You know, I never diminish anybody's pain, you know, and suffering, because all our sufferings are different. We're all built to take different things. Some of us can take more horrific things. Some of us can't take that much. So everybody's pain is relevant. Everybody's trauma is relevant. But when you're tired, man, you're just tired. You're tired of foolishness. You're tired of foolery. You're tired of being done wrong. You're tired of being unappreciated. You're tired. We are tired as people, which is why we're acting the way we do, where we are. We done, man. Any Caucasians watching this video, hey, I want to say I'm sorry, but I can't. Caucasians be hitting me up all the time. Hey, bro, I'm not one of them, okay? All right, well, we put you in the category of the Caucasian 1%. If you are not one of those who hating on black people, and you are not perpetuating racism, and you are not, you know, standing around letting other Caucasians call us niggas in your presence, boom, you are salutable, bro. But I know for a fact that a lot of these people who come in the video in my comment section are not the Caucasian 1%. They just don't like to be called out. Hit dogs will holler. Okay? Caucasian 1% will help you on the low, but they ain't gonna say nothing about you on the top either. Caucasian 1% will stand up for you and even lose their life for you. Okay, we saw that in Montgomery, Alabama, with the freedom fighters. Bus load full of white people and black people. All of them got shot and died together. They were the Caucasian 1%. Somebody was like, oh, some cool Negro was like, oh, it's more than just 1% of Caucasians. You jackass. 1% could be a very big number. It's just 1% of a certain type of population. You don't know the whole number of that population in what area. We need us to get some common sense and use logic when we speak to each other and debate each other on things, instead of just getting in our feelings and just saying stuff. That's the bad part about our families being destroyed, because you got all these black men out here who just stay in their feelings all the time. It's no slight to females, but men do not need to have feminine attributes. It destroys the mechanics of being a man. It destroys the proper function of manhood. I cannot function around overly emotional dudes. Like, bring some calm and some you know, self-control to your person. Either way. It's time we get together. We got work to do. Thank you all for caring about me during my sick time and my pain. I'm glad that's, you know, becoming done and over with. Till next time. It's on.
Everybody gangsta, but we never see you flexing on your true enemies. Hey.